Hi, my name is Will Kraus, and this is my MazeBot presentation. This is my block diagram. The top picture shows the false side of my case structure, and the bottom picture shows the true side of my case structure. This is how my program works, or at least how it's supposed to work. 1. The motors move the robot forward. 2. The button is pressed and the ultrasonic reads closer than 12 centimeters. 3. If this is true, then the robot brakes and turns right. 4. The robot brakes then moves forward. 5. If the ultrasonic reads further than 12 inches, the robot brakes and turns left. 6. The robot brakes then moves forward. But in the end, my program didn't end up working. So for my front panel, I didn't actually make one. And the reason is because I was too stressed about the program itself and making it work. By the time I finished my program and it was time to test the robot, I had no time to make one. But that doesn't mean I didn't have a plan for what I would put on my front panel. What I would have put on my front panel is an indicator light that lights up when the robot hits a wall or when the button is pressed. I would have also added a numeric indicator that indicates the angle of a robot and a graph that shows the path of a robot. So as you can see, this is the video of my robot, and it doesn't really work. It kind of just hits the wall and turns around and exits the maze. My explanation is because my robot went forward and hit the wall, then turned left like it was supposed to, but instead of turning 90 degrees, it turned more like 140 degrees and exited the maze. That was my first run, so I went back and tweaked the program, but it still did the same thing on my second run. My program could have worked, if I had tweaked it a little bit more, it could have made it through the whole maze, but I only had 2 runs, so that's what I got. And last but not least, this is my reflection. Some of the concepts I learned. I learned 2 concepts on this project. The first is how to use case structures. This made my life way easier when creating the program. The second is time management. Doing this project really made me use my time wisely. Time management was especially hard when my robot seemed to change every day and trying to find a USB cord to download my program. Difficulties. Some of these are kind of the same as my concepts I learned, but finding a USB cord, because there was never really enough for everyone, so I had to go around the room to find one. My robot motors changing every day. It just seemed like whenever I tweaked the rotation to make it go 90 degrees, it changed every day, so I had an issue with that. My other difficulties were the ultrasonic only working half the time and not saving my program correctly, so I had to start over a couple of times.